We're definitely going inside the church today, but I was given a very good idea about that jacket. We know a certain washerwoman. Oh, what's going on? This is a Nolan Sink Vinsink, an unsuccessful model. Oh, the car. We know a certain washerwoman who could possibly wash this crusty old nasty jacket for us. What's her name? Isobel?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Oh, what a smart idea. All right, I found this jacket, but it's filthy. Could you wash it for me?
I can wash it for you, but it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Oh, you got it. I can keep you company while you wash that nasty old jacket.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
The lieutenant says, rubbing his thigh. We're just putting you through your paces, Kim.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you'll have an easier life in your hands.
It's a Falm. It's one of those. Oh, all right. Let's check it out. Oh, look at it. Pain threshold, half-life. So, element proof, so you get the pain threshold up. Half-life, because it's always hot. Why always hot? Because half-life, that's, like, scaring people, right? And drama, sweat like a pig. My drama's already high, though, so that's fine. So if I take the commander's jacket off, I lose esprit de corps and visual calculus. But I am very low on all the red stuff. Oh my god. Yeah, what a mess. Well, let's look at this. So our drama's back down to 4. Drama's been doing a lot for us, though. It would probably be nice to get a little more drama. But pain threshold is up to 4, which is nice, and half-light is up to 3. All this stuff down here I need to start investing in, because it's all really low. Well, suggestion also is very low. And I lost an esprit de corps. That's one of my lowest now. Well, Psyche is my absolute worst ability, so even with 2 points in volition. Oh, because I've got damage, right? Okay. Should heal myself up. Should I put another point into maybe esprit de corps or suggestion?
Sounds like you're the suicide cop, with his finger on the eject button, ready to let go of this life. But guess what? You idiot. You don't have a gun or any bullets.
Suicide cop? What?
It would be the honorable thing to do. It would really show them. Show her, too.
I do not want to be the suicide cop. I've been just kind of taking every thought that comes at me, but this one, I feel like I've got to skip it. Totally Me does have a ring to it. No, I want to live.
Fine. Keep up the charade another day. This could have been so liberating, but you cling to the case, to your partner, to the world. It's pitiful.
No, I love Kim. Kim's great. I'm going to cling to Kim. Kim, I love you. Okay, let's go back to the church. Is that a thing right there? No, that's just some random junk. Man, he is such a mess with this jacket. It's like his bum hat.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
So I can just open it or I can look first. I think I'll just inspect first.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Your hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Makes sense since it's constantly raining.
Feels exceptional. 300 tons of pine would fit together seamlessly. It's old too, cut and carved many centuries ago. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
It's the yellow sticker.
It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Yeah, what's the sticker?
You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Have you seen this symbol before, Kim?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
I kind of agree with him there. Okay, what is junior delinquency?
For Revachol ZOC, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law.
Like the boys over there? Are they between 10 and 16? They're probably older.
These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
He puts the handkerchief in his coat pocket. What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
I agree, it's very modern, but does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here? Or padlock, padlock, padlock? No, go with that one.
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Oh, we can take it with us. 97%. If I fail this, I swear I will scream.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs. Oh, right on the ledger. Yes, keep it. Let's put it on the ledger, right on the cover.
Voila. Looks very modern.
Secret task complete. Style your paperwork.
You're part of the future brigade now, and so is your formerly humdrum ledger. Neon, baby.
Let's get inside, baby.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area, its black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city.
So what is all this stuff gonna be? Oh man. Very ornate. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Can I? Oh, I actually still can run. But if I just hold the joystick more softly, this grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. This figure was added later. It is not part of the original church. These are those bowls with the wires. This bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. Could these wires work as contact microphones? In the water? Does that work?
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums. It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Kinda scare Kim. Go more for the musical, like boom, boom, clap.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
I guess we're yelling.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. It's unnerving.
Kim, what's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Is it what are they doing with these bowls of water? Almost nothing. It's beginning to worry me. Nothing. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises.
Maybe, but that seems weird for a church. What if it's something paranatural? Could be our imagination. Something odd is happening. Yeah, maybe to discourage singing and dancing?
Could be.
He doesn't seem entirely convinced, though.
I'll look up in the tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
42%. I do have a point. I could drop a point into perception right now. I might just do that. 58, okay. Try to see beyond the shadows.
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
Is this the crab man? Follow the movements.
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
The lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you are seeing.
Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
On the ceiling?
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Like, is it going to be right next to me?
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
It's a person. This is the crab man. Tiago, huh?
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Are we getting like actual supernatural now? Hello? Friend?
The shadow is a man. A man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently. The crab man.
Ah, are you the crab man?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in general. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Rivershoal. Hold on. Stop it right there. Pussy, what's with this?
I'm not scared. I just don't understand whether female sexual organs have to be associated with weakness.
You really got a case of frayed nerves, pussy. And this usage comes from pusillanimous. Everybody knows that.
Oops.
Thanks, Rhetoric. Is that actually the derivation of that word? Wait. Okay, give me a second. I gotta look this up. Alright, Tiago here is wrong. The word pussy, meaning somebody who's like weak or scared, is derived from the Germanic word puss, which means cat, and in that case, pussy meant someone who is exhibiting cat-like qualities, like being fearful. And pusillanimous itself is a Latinate word and is completely unrelated to the Germanic word puss. So, Tiago, you are wrong. I was right.
Chill out, man. Here you could receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of that despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Hey, and what was that about, the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Sheesh.
I guess I have a bit of a problem. It's been getting out of hand lately. I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use. Oh, hell no. Yeah, I have a problem, but, it's getting better.
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
Patronizing. Very in touch with my suffering. How do you know what I'm feeling? I'm actually here on behalf of some young people looking to establish a nightclub. Very in touch with my suffering. Now, how do you know what I'm feeling?
I was like you once, just dragging my feet to the next bottle. Shit was dark, Holmes.
Is this guy wearing any clothes? He doesn't look like he is from down here.
Actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
I feel like you have a point there. Who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? Alcohol is central to my identity. This is stupid. I don't know what this is. It's all well and good, but we need to talk about the unlicensed occupation of ecclesiastic property. All right, for some reason, I feel like you got a point.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game?
I think he's just kind of a, crazy guy, and this is his religion.
'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
Yeah, I agree with Drama on this one. Are you the crap man? Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. You know where the other spooker is? No, some ravers going to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Think they scared of me.
Do they have reason to be scared? What do you think about the nightclub? I trust you won't get in the way of some enterprising youth. I think it's a great idea. Do they have reason?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Anymore?
Though he used to, a long time ago.
So what do you think about the nightclub?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there. imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
Imbibing? I thought you didn't drink.
Might even be nice to have some company.
What about the crab man? Are you the crab man?
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
Hey, it's your neighbors who came up with this name, not me.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
Did you also carve these sculptures?
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
All right, let's consider the context and meaning here.
I see what you've done there. It's as if these figures are trying to become one with the church, or perhaps with the mother herself. You got some nice curves. Seem a tad derivative. That's the art answer, isn't it? You're promoting the objectification of women with your reactionary depiction of female bodies. I don't get it. They look half-finished. So what was the actual thing? I guess it was just carvings of women, right? This does seem like the conceptualization answer. Maybe I'll go with that. They're trying to become one with the church, or perhaps the mother herself.
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
What were you before you became a crab man and a wood carver?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
So many people losing their memory. A certain portent of doom. Lost my memory too, but I like it. I get to start again from scratch. It used to be in a game, but you don't remember it? Sounds convenient. Actually, this is probably for the best right here. I get to start again.
That's not really the point, I say. You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the mother, that is.
Do you remember your name, sir?
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name's Harry. Extend your hand. Harrier Dubois. My place in the world is Lieutenant W. Freighter. Names are out. My name's Harry.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He ignores your hand, his limbs a mere shadow below the ceiling. So what are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who is the mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, I said. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
Okay, what will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
You did say you were imbibing earlier.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
Faith is a kind of a drug. The opiate of the masses, you might say.
I heard that before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
I think love might have been my drug of choice, and I think I'm still hungover from it.
She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love. The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out.
So I could say, you have a point, let's agree to disagree. I was being insensitive. So what was his actual point? That I should just join his religion? Oh, you switch one drug for another. Let's agree to disagree.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Can you sing for me? Doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
I guess I suppose that's true, but still. Just sounds like mumbo jumbo. How did you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way. It didn't belong to me.
All right, other questions.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Is the mother just a drug? A different kind of drug? Do you know where the other spooker is?
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is Grandma?
Wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she is.
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
You're just roommates. So you got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs.
Or search through her radio computer.
Alright, well, thank you for your time, Crabman. And breakthrough.
Fairweather T500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you.
Now, does this give me bonuses when I have the equipment on? Oh, I get bonuses against people wearing the armor. That could be useful. I don't know who I might come across who will wear the armor, though. So what is Wasteland of Reality? And why is that one? Oh, it was just new. That's why it was like that. Okay. Temporary research bonus, -2 physical instrument because of insomnia. 20 hours, though. It has been brought to your attention that you're an alcoholic, and that it's a sickness, and it's killing you. You're crawling on your knees through life, your booze-filled belly dragging on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive, your hair sticking together like with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Perhaps they're right. Anything is better than this, even bone-dry reality itself. Maybe you can quit. So we can actually quit. If I get another skill point, I'll take that. We'll get him off the booze. White Morning's about to pop off too, 99%. I think that one has to do with his ex-wife, right? Well, Tiago, thank you. Let's see what else we've got down here. Okay, some bottles. Is that a scarf? Mesk Banger's silk scarf. So that would go on the neck, right? Pain threshold. Bangers don't cry. This huge red scarf is still dusty from lying in the church. A subtle red-on-red embroidery embellishes it with cocky roosters and mesk floral motifs. So that's Inland Empire versus Pain Threshold. I haven't really been using Inland Empire for a lot, and it didn't help me a lot in that paranormal investigation we were doing. But it might be good to have some extra pain threshold. You know what? Let's swap it. I guess we can't even see it because it's underneath the... let's check. Okay. It's just right underneath the jacket. It's gonna be really warm with the beanie and the scarf and the big jacket. Can't wait till I find more of this armor, though. That's what I'm really interested in. A figure drawn in frost in the window depicting a deer. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. What's that? A cracked pane of glass, colorful. Oh, and another one of his carvings here. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Oh, shoes. We're just stealing all his clothes, huh? I mean, he doesn't seem to care. Empathy in someone else's shoes. Although, the authority... mine is composure. Empathy is 2. It does help to kind of balance out my terrible authority because of my thoughts. And I do want to keep the armor on anyway. Oh, that's the radio computer. I'm gonna look back down in the middle first. Does it make that, like... Oh, it does make that sound when I stand in the middle here. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Something to do with radio frequencies? 2 decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. A portable Harman Wowshi tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. The antenna, Ream Esker AR-1, is buzzing with energy.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the doomed commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer. The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
Noise, huh? Still on with the noise and stuff. Wait, let me just investigate it.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Look inside.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
Okay.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Is this her again?
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's not clear if she even remembers me. I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log, February to March. Fortress Accident? Like the one in the doomed commercial area?
I have two machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine? That's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with?
The tape on the filament said log, February to March.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
No, thanks, I'm finished.
Sleep well, Fortress Accident.
Oh, it is late, isn't it?
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Maybe we can print something.
Nothing happens.
Ah. Oh, not gonna read this one? Okay. And the little guy gets smaller and smaller as you rise above the dollhouse world. You see him out in the snow, on the streets, in the shop on the corner, and finally in a matchbox house. Sitting by the window, white flowers on the windowsill. You can smell them from up here. It's awful. A white morning. A modern death. Divorce or something similar. All you can do is put some distance between you and him. Make him smaller. Make him less you. So that's just about how he gets over his ex-wife, huh? Oh, 20% zoom out distance, huh? And all motorics raised. That's kind of cool. All right. That's one to definitely keep. And we're close to another level. So to zoom out, oh wow, okay. Not that I've really been using the zoom function. Okay, Tiago, do you know anything about a password? He probably doesn't. Or if he did, he's forgotten.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Is there also coffee? Can I have coffee?
Coffee in the back. Something familiar about that. Coffee and stale cookies.
What was that about coffee? I feel like I've heard it somewhere before.
Look, man. I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blaze of the mother's glorious heart, but not about the coffee.
Have you by any chance heard the Viejita say the password to her radio computer?
Too many times, Esse. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Are you being sibilant because you're being a snake? I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes identifying regional trends in the interest of public safety, of course.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
Thank you.
I think we're done here, Esse.
So that was the only thing he remained here for, to give me the password. The figure crawls off into the darkness above.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
We do a lot of stuff that's irrelevant. Come on, Kim. We're just here for a good time. We stuffed a body in a fridge. We didn't actually do the thing we're supposed to do with it. We stuffed it in a fridge so we can come back and poke at it.
The machine's keyboard is still. The speaker comes to life. Static.
Right,
seat.
Yvonne?
Good evening. Votre accident en Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Let's try this again. I think I may have the right password for the personal log.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife, death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
That's it.
Sleep well, votre accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
What are we going to get out of this?
The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
It's got that dot matrix sound, too. Let's read it.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used a crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Do you think this log might be connected to the case? Probably not.
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
Second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving. See? Ridden with narcotics, just like Andre said. 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Is she broadcasting? Why would she need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
I mean, good point. He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers.
So these are her compatriots? Maybe former bandmates?
But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
A data loss?
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Artists, programmers, Lexi? Who are all these people?
I think these people worked in the radio computer games business, the one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
Next entry.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
Now you're interested in Kim. First he's like, oh, it's not. It's completely unrelated. We're wasting time. Now he's like, ooh, I'm into it.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
So the water are the mics that she set up. I've never heard of water being used as a diaphragm for a microphone though. That's interesting. I should look that up after this episode.
Is she talking about?
The lieutenant looks to his right towards the silence. Gotta be.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
Okay, but what could it be?
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work.
So she came in and saw Tiago and then ran off.
That disco man must be a cell.
Yeah, gotta be describing a cell.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
That's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer. And the storekeeper must be Plaisance.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines.
I like you interfacing.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. noodles, crackers, ping energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum, also some canned air.
Why is toothpaste capitalized?
Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening.
Oh.
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Nothing to see here. Police business. Just ignores that we're here.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots.
Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
I can assure you, I'm an expert circuit bender. I'm not breaking into your computer, I'm using it to access Coalition military data links. We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers. Pursuing a mysterious lead, searching for my lost identity. I'm a circuit bender.
There are no Coalition military data links. And even if there was, you couldn't access them over a civilian network.
Yes, I could. I'm a cybernetic god. I'm using your Ream Prefect to commandeer a Coalition warship Archer. I will turn its cannons against its masters.
That's nonsense. You're just a police officer.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
So do we just wait for her to finish typing? Or do we, look around? Let's check the back.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence Dolores Day.
With the glowing lungs.
Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
I'm not religious. No.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you.
So I can look up, or... No, I am not your bug.
As that bitter thought passes through your head, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder with 3 fingers.
I'm not doing that cross either.
Good call. She left us all in the shits. Don't give her a single thing. Just stand there in the apricot-colored light of the window, secretly grinding your teeth. The woman smiles her distant smile, unmoved, struck in half by the crack in the glass. Serves her right. She only cares about her sovereign's orb and her silk robes and getting to the aerodrome on time. To leave.
This is Dolores Day.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew of the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism?
Kim, are you a DeLorean?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
Didn't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance.
I don't like the sound of that. How did I know this is the mother of humanism?
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
What exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system. What did she rule? What else do I know? Is there something terrifying about her? Okay, what is an innocence?
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
Ruler?
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Oh, that's a way to put it. When did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty.
Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene La Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era.
Huh. Interesting. And that's a lot of world building. I love it. All right. That gets a wow.
Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt.
Huh. Instead of the heart. Is there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But although she's often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
Oh boy, now we're getting into it. What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity.
Uh-huh. I don't think I like her very much.
She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
She's connected? No. Glowing lungs? That's fucked up. Why did we tolerate this bourgeois woman that long before we shot her? War criminal.
I don't know about that. It was a different time, a different war. Either way, this church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. We should conclude our business and move on.
Do I have other clothes that might let me get my visual calculus up? Let me check that first. The office shades, okay. And the suit. Right.
The mother of humanism stands
Yeah,
above
72%.
a precious and complex wax
Right.
painting.
Reconstruct the cracked gas. Cracked
A glass
glass.
runs across the length of her body.
It's hard to talk when I'm
her
listening to
face
him
oval
also
and
talk.
Sad. A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a leitmotif below them both.
Who shattered this mosaic?
Unknown. A motor carriage, a gunshot, someone falling into it, or maybe just hooligans looking for something to break.
Who is this older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, terriers, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
What does the motto say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau.
Is that... Oh, wait, what was the password that Suna was using? Afterlife death? So is that after après la vie mort, so afterlife, death? Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. So after death, a new life?
And then, along the left side, après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau.
So after monde is what? World, I think? So after the world, le gris, I don't know what gris is, but after the gris, the new world.
After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the Insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death.
Lieutenant, this used to say after life, death, after...
Death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why is that?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
And what is the motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
No. Not very feminine. Things like force in there.
Not at all.
The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on the crack.
Right. Swap back into our... into these gigantic glasses. And the coat. Can we talk to her now? Have you had enough time? I did stand there for 5 minutes.
What is it?
The woman is still hunched over the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. Are you the lead programmer of We're All Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
It does not look like a big loss to her. But who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
She turns back to the terminal.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager. That still doesn't answer what she's doing in an abandoned church.
What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
There's a hint of amusement in her tired eyes. I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask questions.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
She says, ready to stand her ground. What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Hole in the world?
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
Okay, what exactly does that mean?
Exactly. What does it mean?
I know that.
Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer. That makes me think of a thing that I was reading once a while back about how we think of a whole as being a thing that exists, but really the whole is nothing. It's the absence of existence, and we just describe the thing around the whole as being the whole, because how else can you describe it? If you take away the stuff around it, it's nothing.
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
Hold on a moment. Does it mean we're now living in a world that has holes in it? I can't understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it. I'm not here for science. I can't understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it.
You measure it by its surroundings.
See?
By that which does exist.
See, that's what I was saying.
Which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins.
Hydro transducers. So that's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch black heights above, but without much success.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade.
And why there?
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to cease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
My only response is, this is where the Crabman lives.
I know.
You don't think Crabman might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
You said research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
What do you not have? Maybe I can help you. Alright, that's all I wanted to know about the 2mm hole in the world. For now.
Great. Thanks.
Her hands are a whirl on the keyboard. Have you seen the Crabman?
Nope.
But you know he's around?
Yes.
Sounds like you're not worried about him at all.
No. You're right. I'm not.
Her voice trails off as she bends over to tinker with the machine's printer. Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna?
I use the AR1 as my RAIN prefect's processing unit.
RAIN Prefect, that's your radio computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that antenna is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
Okay, but how does that work? How does an antenna work as a processor? No, I'm a master circuit bender. I know everything.
Then you'll certainly know that all radio computers perform operations on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
So by what? Sending it off to somewhere else to be processed? Or is there some inherent thing in this universe where air can be used as a processor? So what's on air?
On the front, the unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region. It's all around us. That's what on air means.
Like love.
And the AR1, it's a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
There's no monitor either. She's just typing, but where does it actually go? The machine? Oh yeah. Working on what?
Could you could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
Isn't your Ream Prefect radio computer made exclusively for government use?
So you do know something about computers. You're right. Prefect is used mostly by the government peeps.
And you work for the government?
No, I don't.
So why do you have it?
Because I needed something good for my investigation, and Reim Civic is widely agreed to be below all standards, so I had to upgrade. Besides, owning a Reim Prefect isn't such a big deal anymore.
No, actually, it is kind of a big deal. You don't see Ream Prefects in every police department, for example.
How did you get your hands on it?
I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the Coalition. I was actually aiming for the military-grade Reim Rational series, but couldn't find one. Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as Reim Civic, so it's kind of a rip-off. But it does have better compatibility with newer antenna models, so I won't complain.
And I know we've heard about the bolts of water, but what else might she tell us?
They are connected to my Reim Prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Right, I won't touch anything.
Great.
How do you feel about hypnotic dance music?
What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
What are you, 40? It's the future. Have you even listened to it? Like, actually listened?
Yeah, like all the time. My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying, do they?
She pulls a face that looks absolutely scathing.
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right, but how do you feel about a club for hypnotic dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What do they want to build then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
A youth center, a petting zoo, community space for the elderly? I'm still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for hypnotic dance music. They said it's their dream.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
So it upgraded, or updated the... Yeah, help ravers at the nightclub. Tell Andre about Suna's thoughts. Still need to sync signs with Noid. Oh yeah, we need to convince a cell to talk about them. And then there's the body. And it's 2056, so there's not a lot of time left in the day, but I will go talk to these guys before the end of the day, and we go drop off Kim. Oh, there's a thing up there that I didn't check. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. I'll go ahead over here and stand outside the tent, and then next time we'll go in and talk to them again and let them know what Suna thinks. Is the cell still out here? Yep. In the cold. Alright. Well, until next time when we go in and check out what these guys think of Suna's thoughts on, well, you know, saying no about their... Is that a fish? I thought I saw that fish flopping. Maybe it's just an artifact or something of, like, the graphics. Anyway, yeah. Until next time. Good night.